Okay, Keenan, spit it out.
Bro, I'm just saying. I am on fire. Bro, I'm writing radical ideology. I'm expressing my radical ideologies.
Oh,
and I'm like getting it done. Just stream of conscious. I haven't been able to do that in a fucking hot minute. I'm just saying.
Yep.
The nicotine was in the way. I've been off of it for fucking 2 days and no cravings. I wasn't even addicted, dude.
Yep.
I am on top of the fucking world.
That's what
I'm gonna go get my Chinese.
That's what this reads like.
Got 2 minutes.
What did you guys do?
Did Keenan? What
Literally nothing. We ignored him because he's being autistic.
I'm gonna go get my Chinese.
Yes.
I have Chinese food, dude. I got Chinese food.
Yeah, because
that's
he's
what
Glenn
you
from
meant.
The Walking Dead.
Oh.
Shut up. Okay.
Because he's Chinese.
Shut up. Anyways.
1-4.
And you want to know? You know what? No one fucking took me seriously about it. I'm a little peeved about it. I'm just a little.
I think no one gives a shit.
Colin understood. Colin got it.
Mm-hmm. I got
About what?
My little pros. Calling for action.
Yeah, but you literally deleted a post that said you're gonna go lick the government's boot now.
Yeah, because I thought it was really funny. It was a little treat for those who got to see it early enough.
Yeah, I did see it because I was playing Schedule 1.
Oh, were you? That's funny.
Yeah, dude. Me and Yusuf are playing it together.
That's dope. I gotta play it with some friends last week.
It's pretty fun. Our empire is going great. Naked Grandma is selling like crazy.
That's good.
Invalid captcha. There is no captcha, dumbass. Oh, okay. Now there is
It's invalid.
one.
Okay, guys, don't have a
Whatever it
virus on your
was.
computer.
I needed to refresh.
Don't have a virus, please.
Please do not join the server with a virus. I will kill you.
I
Okay,
have a
do you really
virus.
think I would have like poor?
Yeah.
I mean, like when I was like 8, sure.
Cullen?
You're not 8?
Cullen?
I'm 28.
Yes, Brandon.
28.
I would like to roll for Phoenix.
You can roll for Phoenix.
Cooper?
Yeah?
Could I potentially get access to a Trojan
Fuck.
and plug it in to a government system, please?
I'm not gonna do it.
He's a
If
coward.
you want access to malware, I can give you malware, but I can't be the one to plug anything in.
Of course, I'm going to be the one who plugs it in. I'm the one surrounded by it.
Okay. Then also as long as it's not my government laptop.
No,
he's
of course not.
nowhere near.
Okay, then yeah, I can give you some malware.
Okay, thank you.
It's actually really easy to do safely. You just boot it like okay, well some stuff is good at like breaking out of a VM, so you just use like a shitty laptop. You boot up a
send me a flash
VM to be
drive.
safe,
Just
and then
I'll pay
move
for
it over to
shipping.
a flash drive, and then
Mail
you
it
give
to
it
him,
some...
yeah.
Oh, I could also have it do like bad USB. So normally, if you like have an executable or something on a flash drive or like a SSD or whatever, you have to take it out, double click, and run.
Way to go, Keenan.
Bad USB stuff, you just plug it in and it works immediately.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So yeah, as long as the computer is on, you should be
Not a
good.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go crash Fort Bliss.
All right.
All right.
Just plug it into a Humvee.
No, it doesn't work like that. Actually, I'm going to go take a field trip to Congress and plug it into AOC's computer. No, I should do the frog guy. Mitch McConnell, I should plug it into his.
Okay, I was about to say, you better
Okay.
watch your fucking words.
I thought he looks a little bit more like a turtle.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. He's
turtle.
tortoise.
Joe, hurry the fuck up.
I thought you were talking about, who's the Turning Frogs gay guy?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones, yeah.
Alex
He
Jones
is
isn't in
not in
Congress.
Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I was just thinking gay frogs.
I don't-
Athena was thinking gay
I mean, he
frog
might be there.
cocks.
We don't know.
Owen
Shut
isn't
up,
Athena
no.
thinking about gay frogs.
Made in a nation holding frogs, but
They're
It's a
making them
moment.
kiss. Ooh, and
They're
they're both
making them
girls. Ooh.
All right. You
They're
need to
both girl
stop.
frogs.
ah,
It's a
And
frog
this one's name is the maiden, and
phenomenon.
this one's name is Ishin, and they're girls and they're kissing.
Heat it up like Papa John. It's a frog
Peter!
phenomenon.
Peter, what are you? What is this?
Please.
I love. Yay!
Check.
Hey,
The check mark is just happy Peter.
Ugh,
Guys, wait.
I didn't even
That's-
notice
that's
that
not
until
on-
Colin started laughing.
That's not on my 6-step plan, but we can add it.
adapt, Brandon. Adapt, damn it.
You know, I subscribe to this.
That's not a part of my 6-step plan.
You need to overcome. You need to rise above, if you will. Do
From
you
the ashes.
understand? Yes,
From the dust.
Sure, why not? Whatever you believe. Whatever makes you feel good.
God fucking damn it, my eyeballs are doing weird shit and I hate it.
Remove them
Well,
with a spoon.
I
I wish.
suppose a spoon could work. But
There's a good no sleep story about that.
You know,
Okay.
Peter recommended me No Sleep, and I listened to it for a while.
It? In the subreddit?
There's a podcast where people read out like the top stories of the month or something.
Oh, okay.
Sounds about right.
I have never visited the subreddit as I try my best to avoid Reddit unless I'm adding it to the end of a Google search.
Oh, come on. We all know you love Reddit.
I don't. I used to have it on my phone, and I haven't had it there for like, I don't know, probably close
It's
to a
on
year.
my phone.
No, I only really use it for looking stuff up now.
looking stuff up. Seeing what's what.
What if I have a hyper-specific issue that only like 3 other people have ever encountered? Where else am I gonna find information?
YouTube.
Well, you look it up and add the word Reddit together.
barrel.
At the
In the
Oh
barrel.
my god.
Cracker Barrel?
I would never post.
Cracker
I would
Barrel.
only
A
hope that
gun
someone else
barrel.
has it.
Yeah, I don't post.
Yeah, that's why you just Google and then add the word Reddit.
Can we start?
What? You're that antsy to begin? Our final season of Grimcove? You want it to be over, Athena?
I
Yeah.
didn't say that.
I'm tired of hanging out with these people.
Don't worry, Colin. We'll make it go on for another year.
If this goes on for another year, things have gone so terribly wrong that I cannot even imagine it.
Come on. We
garden,
can
let's
always
go.
dig.
Listen,
lower.
we restart now that we have all the information. We find a way to go back in time.
Oh, you just restart the.
We-
That would be crazy. That would be
Alright, guys,
madness.
reload the last quick save. Let's fucking go.
Guys, you
I
quick
have
saved
some other
9
things I
months
want
ago.
to do.
You quick saved 9 months ago.
Well, we could pull a
Going
Pearly
this
ad.
whole time.
Yeah, dude, imagine
Yeah,
how
we're gonna
crazy
Pearly
that
it.
shit will be.
Well,
Where were we? 9 months ago?
well, Jonah, can you please tell us where we were the last time we played? By giving the recap.
Okay. One moment, I'm getting things opened up. That's the wrong folder.
Low.
Okay. Notes. Yes, right. Okay. So, if I remember correctly, we start off on the boat.
Uh-huh.
We're trying to figure out how to decipher the message. We did a little bit of it out of session, and found out that Cove in Hell music.
Mhm.
Eventually, after much conversation, we come to the conclusion that it's hidden in the music of hell, and we don't actually have to go to hell for that. We have tieflings about. So thank you, Kira, for being our secondary thing after a certain coin was thrown back into the water. But we have Viola. Well, first we take a long rest, or complete rest, because that's important.
Mhm.
We almost didn't, and that would have done very poorly.
Literally TPK easy.
Oh yeah, very easy. You need to understand how much I was white knuckling my chair, being like, "Oh, this is the end. They're dead."
Yeah. But thankfully we
Watching
did
it back for notes was nauseating.
Your life flash before your eyes.
Yeah.
But basically, after that, we had Viola sort of listen in and write down what she heard, trying to decipher it. Rolled very well on the spirit check. And then we're getting places, and the guard finds us. Our best friend Neorax.
Mm-hmm.
So we're transported to the shadow dimension, where there's lots of things and an endless void underneath us, and a bunch of little Neoraxlings. I think over a dozen to start.
A dozen exactly to start.
Yeah.
Okay, 12 exactly to start, and then there were some more later. But yeah, we're all fighting for our lives. Combat continues. We lose, I believe, Kira and Tavis in the process.
Mm-hmm.
And despite being blind, Morgan still gets off the massive attack that wipes all of the remaining Neoraxlings, which is very nice. So we're all really beaten up and weakened, and then the spirit of Neorax shows up. And he's still bent on stopping us. Meanwhile, cut to Tavis in another void where I believe death should be, but instead it's just Neorax floating about with a vulture-looking thing flying above. I'm sure that has no implications whatsoever.
Yeah, probably not.
But Tavis eventually decides that he wants out, and he consumes Nether and just about everything else to rip a hole out, which was clutch in the moment. I'm not sure how well that ended, but we'll see at the start of this one. Then Loomis pops off and scorns the spirit of Neorax, which does a lot of really, really good things. So we get a few good hits in, survive a round of damage from him, and then Travis is back with us as Bedlam and breaks another hole in the pocket dimension we're in. So we get sucked out, and we end up in a very fun place, with the rings of Meropis floating above, basically.
Being held aloft.
Mm-hmm.
by he who holds the world. As you stand upon the same platform that he's on, maybe 100 square feet in total, you can see the man, actually an elf, really, with this kind of like light violet flesh, looks to all of you. Earthen Claw, what are you doing now that you're here?
Sorry we took so long.
Well, I don't really get many visitors, so, I don't really expect people here. Nice you made it, though.
Colin, is my body still bedlam?
At the moment, yes. You're, like, wrapped around, like, this floating platform chunk.
Okay.
You could change back if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay. Then the rest of you would feel this kind of rush of energy as the bones of Bedlam fold into each other, like this massive origami puzzle, as flesh begins to manifest before Tavis is standing next to all of you once again.
I hope this isn't rude, but I didn't realize your moniker would be so literal.
Oh, yeah. Why? What did you think it would mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I suppose it's, kind of literal.
So I'm guessing, could you see everything that's going on?
I mean, I can look up. I don't catch everything that's going on. There's a lot going on. But when things are this dire, and there's not a lot of more important things going on than what you guys are doing, yeah, I'm catching most of it, I think. Catching a lot of it. Although, I can only guess where all of you just went. But
Yeah, we just ran into the general.
right. Hey,
Some weird place. Seemed like his own making.
yeah, there are theories about what that could be, but he usually keeps a place or two at the edge of the cosmic stack. It is not a fun location to be. Half in, half out. Don't want to go out. Glad you came back in.
And that's how we ended up here, because we were right on the edge of it.
No, I think you guys chose to come here. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could have ended up any number of places. Well, it's, I'll be honest, Viola, it's a dwindling list. There's less than there used to be. Makes my weight a little bit lighter, but I'd rather carry some more.
I see.
We hope to help with that.
Yeah, and hey, You're doing a great job so far. Earthen Claw. Not as, literal name, as I'm finding out, but, hey, getting the job done.
Speaking of which,
Hey,
I
yeah,
long time no see.
long time no
Um,
see.
I hope that there isn't any bad blood between us.
Any bad blood between us? No.
I know that that's kind of. I don't know what that would be, but
I mean,
I'm trying to do the right thing now, I guess.
hey, you know, I like to think you were always trying to do the right thing. It's hard to do the right thing when everything around you is trying to get you to do the wrong thing. Can't really blame you for that. Plus, I punched you in the face like a lot of times. So,
If it makes you feel any
the-
better, I don't remember any of that.
hey, well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, I could try to help you remember, but I'm not in much of a position for walking over or doing things of that nature. Less weight, but it's still holding up a lot.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But hey, when it all mattered, when things could have gone real bad, you made a choice. A choice that helped people. That's what counts. And not just with these guys. You told Amadeus Constantine to fuck off. That was pretty awesome. And I like to think that even when the Telos sank, you held back as much as you could. Made sure that we could get everything safe.
I'd like to hope so.
I like to think so as well.
There's still a lot to be done.
Well, you could say that again. Yeah. A lot to be done, and not a lot of time to do it, I'm afraid.
Yes. Do you already know the contents of the letter?
Oh, contents. I'll be honest. Read the letter. Yeah. There's code in there. I was working on deciphering it and getting through, and then I had, I was pulled away by a friend. I had to tend to some business.
Are we allowed to know what that business is?
It was you, buddy.
Sorry.
That bit more of an emergency.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a little bit, yeah.
Speaking of which, you happen to know where the Horn of Divinity is?
Oh. Horn Divinity. Well, it's been a while since I've, quite honestly, done my readings, you know? But the horn was placed in an ancient vault, just in case things were to ever go wrong. We didn't want people touching it, so we went ahead and we gave the horn to the group that we thought could be okay with not touching it the longest. The Orcs of Patience. From what I understand, their city got taken over Name is escaping me at the moment, but from what I also gather, no one's made it through the defenses there yet. So that's a good thing. It's,
Well, that is probably the best news you could have given us.
oh, well, yeah.
We have an orc of patience.
Not have as in like a prisoner or anything.
Here,
like
I hold up Johnny.
Can see the bird looks to you.
Johnny.
Oh.
Tweets a bit.
Oh.
Is Hamble not with you anymore?
You were talking to the bird. What was I supposed to say?
I said Hamble!
You were saying Johnny.
Yeah, and then you didn't respond. So I
I'm
asked.
with the bird on this one.
You weren't calling my name.
I'm
You
sorry.
didn't say my name.
I'm sorry. I did.
No,
but
you
I'm
did
sorry.
not.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
No. I will not agree with your wrongness.
This is important. Please.
Good day, sir. If I may present myself in a body most foul, I am Prince Handball of the city-state of Patience. You can see he who holds the world is just kind of like snickering to himself. Yeah! Oh, man, all of you are really wild, but okay. So, you have a guy who can get you through the door. That's probably a pretty good sign. Do you know what the horn does, though? I don't want to kind of hide the ball from you.
No, I don't.
It's, I wouldn't say summons, but yeah, we're not too sure.
All right. I'll give you the rundown then, all of you. The horn. You have Aether. It's a powerful thing. You can get a lot done with it. I mean, you make your weapons out of Aether. Pretty nice weapons, if I do say so myself. Horn can help refine your Aether, so you can use it to its fullest potential. That Aether mark there, that thing's probably going to spread all over your bodies. Full tats. Probably look pretty cool. Might even be able to control kind of the form that it takes, its look, its shape. You're going to be on par with gods. Not high gods, but probably above some material gods. Well, I won't lie. You're going to be strong. It comes with a cost, though. Because you have a lot of Aether saved up right now, so you're going to last longer than most. But the flame that burns 1,000 times as bright doesn't burn 1,000 times as long.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a lot of power, a lot of energy to do what it is you want to do. If I thought you all could hold this, I'd go and try and do it myself. And look, I don't know how many of you it would take to do, but I want to make sure you know. And if there's any other way out of it, I'm willing to try and help as much as I can. That's where you're at.
Well, that's not phenomenal news.
People need us, though.
Well, my thought is, what if there was some kind of creature that's whole thing was taking in Aether? Think they would probably last a little bit longer.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. So not everyone needed to go.
Well, if there's a way we can knock off ataxia, that's a bunch right there.
I wasn't thinking ataxia.
Probably gonna have to face her on the way.
You would
There's
last.
a lot of people mad at us.
Yeah. You'd last a little bit longer. I think that's probably a pretty safe bet. Tavis.
Would it be enough for, I don't know, some of the people here to step out? Let me shoulder it?
Maybe. Yeah. If that was the case, they could stay here with me. Then people don't come here. At the very least, could throw some kicks, keep them safe. But as soon as you get that horn, those of you who use it, you're targets. Because you can actually help make some changes. Stand up to not only the Titanic races, but maybe even some of the Titans themselves. Hey, and that's not too bad, gang. It's not too bad. But you all are powerful. You would not be able to keep up with what the others are doing. Unless you can keep up with the Titan right now.
I died fairly quickly last time we interacted with any. Well, actually, I suppose both times we've interacted with Titans, I've died pretty quickly.
You took on 3 of them, though. It was one hell of a show.
Not for long. What? We need a plan. Order of operations, and once we actually get the Horn of Divinity, how to use it without just wasting that opportunity.
Well, I would say use it pretty quick.
Because once they know we have it, yeah.
And we should decide what we're doing before we even pick it up.
Well, the letter mentioned the nexus zone of the tetrahedrons.
Yeah, what's that about?
I'm scrolling up to it.
Well, from what the letter said, it said we needed to channel its powers. Do you happen to know the location for that?
You talking to He Who Holds the World?
Yes.
And see, he'll think on it for a moment. Tetrahedrons. I think I might have a guess. Yeah. Probably not necessarily a good guess, but... So, you know there's a bunch of pyramids on the rings of Meropis, right? Familiar? We're all familiar with
Yes.
that? Cool. So, we're all familiar with that. The biggest thing to keep in mind, I suppose, is where everything's pointing. So, you watch as he who holds the world kind of like grabs the cosmic stack a bit tighter, you might say. And as he does, he begins to seemingly focus, begin like pulling and shifting. As you can see, lines begin to form, crisscrossing the space above you. As he seemingly focuses in on the continent of Ramesh. So, you got a pyramid in Keryrix, you got a pyramid, the Draconic Kingdom, your Sor, got one in Aquar, got one in Calder. 4 pyramids. Now, real smart man, real long time ago, well, suppose long time ago for you, I've been around the block a sec or two more. He figured out, after the aftermath of the Titanic War, that he wanted to be where the magic was strongest, where these pyramids were pointing their powers at, and where he could have these great feats of magic. So, after some calculation, Wizard King, not sure if you've heard of him, went ahead and he built his capital at the Nexus Zone, the 4 tetrahedrons.
Oh, shit.
That place, Clover.
Okay. Not great news.
Well, we at least know where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
be a bit of a hike for you to get there. I also likely wouldn't recommend trying to teleport. The noosphere and various other dimensional lanes are just clogged up with Titans, Arnir, Aboleth, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, not great.
Is it safe to assume that my Lantern of Mists isn't a safe thing anymore?
I've seen Catullus, Regulus, heading in and out of there as of late.
Damn.
So I'm not saying that you can't move through there, but if you head through, you might run into some things you
careful.
really... not just be careful, it's... There's likely traps set there. I mean, if they were trying to kill you... I mean, if I was trying to kill you, heck, which I'm not, you all are awesome. I mean, you're kicking ass left and right. But if I was, I'd set some of the baddest motherfuckers I could up right there. And as soon as you came through, I'd have all the traps go off, and I'd swarm in, and I'd kill you.
You make a good point.
games.
Oh, wow, the map is,
Mm-hmm.
Dope. Okay, well,
I wonder if we could make them think that we're going through and pop out somewhere else. Use that as a distraction.
No, don't know how that would.
I don't know how we would, but just spitballing, I guess.
Probably just have to find a way to travel the old-fashioned way.
Mm.
I mean, will we be able to
So-
get back to our boat?
Mm.
We have people there.
Well, your boat
my
is,
God.
it's not really sailing anymore. Best I can tell. The oceans are drying up. Lands are cracking apart.
Trying.
Yeah, drying. There's, well, I guess I should ask, have you ever heard of a red spiral before?
I mean,
Sounds
Colin-
familiar.
Yeah, do I know the name?
Loomis? Probably not. No.
Okay.
I know I sure as hell wouldn't know anything about it, but
Yeah, I think that you would have latent knowledge that it was the result of a combination of different magics. And it's not good. Not a ton more than that.
Not really.
Alright. So, when magic comes together, magic of different types, things can get explosive. Now, two magical types coming together, let's call it high and low magic. Alright. You have some danger involved. But you can work with it. It's very dangerous, but you can work with it. As soon as you start putting three bodies, three different types of magic in the equation, it becomes chaotic. Nobody really knows what happens. And it starts to spiral. That chaos keeps going and going and going. Because the low magic feeds off the high magic, and the primordial magic keeps everything flowing, and it just won't stop. Unless you put something else in there. Titanic magic. Kind of helps to quell everything down. It's like a off switch. Titanic magic is about linking things together, slowing things down. It chugs along very stably. You pay the cost later, and so you have more precision. The most precision. Better than any other type of magic. It's actually pretty neat how they do it. I've never been much of a magic guy myself, but if I was a Titanic magic, I'd give it a swing. Problem is, people who are trying to keep Titanic magic in check, who are supposed to be using it, they've kinda lost it.
Yeah.
So, what's happening now is what's known as a red spiral cascade. One red spiral leads to another and begins to eat everything. I have some friends who are looking into this, and they've gotten back to me, and they've said that currently the plan is Titans are going to consume the cosmic stack and then throw everyone out. That's not good. That's not good at all. Even worse, though, the Grim Covenant remains intact. How are we gonna stop it? It's linked to this place. To the cosmic stack itself. To so much here. So they've got us in a catch-22, because if we go for one but not the other, we're getting taken out at the lakes. Because I have no doubts that, based on the Archfiend's letter, breaking that Grim Covenant or violating provision within it, it's going to have some major blowbacks. Unless it gets gone. And I'm certain that Titan's not upholding their end of the deal, or the feats of magic that is going to be needed to stop this red spiral, stop the victory of the Dark Star. That's at least going to cause some Titans to violate the Covenant. And then who the fuck knows what's going to happen to them? I don't know. I think probably you guys could find out, but it's not going to be good. And then we've traded one bomb for another. We just don't know what the bomb is yet. What we're going to try to pull. However, it's got to be stopped. Plain and simple.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where we're at.
Now that we have a second, Viola was writing stuff down while she was listening, right? Did you write anything?
Yeah, Colin, do I still have the paper for the Grim Covenant written down? Like, do I have that with me?
You have it partially written. Like, you don't have it, like, fully written down, but you've got, like, most of it.
Okay.
And you could
well,
finish it up.
yeah, if I could just finish it up, that would be good. I'm assuming that this is as safe a space as any to do this.
Let's not bring... We can finish that up after we get out of here.
Yeah, look.
Our friend here has a big job to do, just as we do.
Yeah.
And if there's any chance that it brings Neurax here in the same way that, you know, it brought us there, I don't want to think what would happen.
Yeah, I don't want to be
Yes,
dropping
I was just
this.
wondering... Yeah.
Fair.
I was just wondering if there was anything useful in what you've already written down. That's all. But
Okay.
perhaps we shouldn't mess with it yet.
Maybe not.
We need to find the Dark Star's breach. The Covenant, right?
Yeah, and that will be written in the Covenant. We can learn from there.
Or at least understand what it is, yeah.
Yeah, and Neurax showed up the moment we tried to look at it, so probably not safe to even read what I do have here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, part of what the letter said was getting the signatures of the Dark Star and the Titan.
And High Gods.
And the High Gods. The High Gods I think is easy, but I don't suppose you have an idea for how to do the Dark Star and the Titans for this?
Me? Oh, well... Yeah, that's a rough one. If you can momentarily get through to a Titan, or someone that could help represent the Titans, and you have a new version of the Covenant going, yeah, that could work. Usually don't need the exact Titans themselves. Who that would be, who you could get, I don't know. It's for the future. Probably the same for the Dark Star. But you gotta get them.
Okay.
Because...
And does
Go ahead.
Cinder Kin Doctrine mean anything to you?
Yeah, it does. It does.
What's that about?
Just, rules for how the cosmic stack's laid out. Don't need to know all of it so far, but make sure everything's on fair and even player field.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all you need to know about it is that it exists. This covenant follows it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just thinking. You said it doesn't need to be the Titans themselves, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Do you think we could say anyone who was corrupted by the Dark Star would fit?
You know, maybe. You have to definitely make a point for why this entity could represent the Dark Star. But I think that's an option. Just gotta get a person.
And for the Titans, do you think there's any chance that I could do it?
Oh. Look, boss, I'm gonna be honest. I think you have a better shot with the Dark Star rather than the Titans.
I think we can probably
Well,
convince one.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I have some thinking to do. 1 second.
Yeah. I mean, we're just all chilling here.
Yes.
Okay.
How much time do you think we have after we've reached the contract using the Horn of Divinity to establish this new covenant?
You should probably have that stuff done.
Have it already ready and done. Okay.
And the horn itself doesn't breach the contract. You know that, right?
Well, just from what I know, breaching the covenant is done by utilizing the full power of the high gods,
Breaking.
which can be
Breaking of
channeled
the
through the
covenant.
Horn of Divinity.
The breaking of the covenant, not the infractions that have already happened.
Yeah.
There's a difference
wouldn't be
between breaking
creating
a
a new
law and
infraction.
destroying the government.
We kind of need to burn it all down to put something new there,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yep. You have to have something else ready and raring to go. But as for the horn, after using it, you'll have lots of power in you. They'll come for you, but again, at this point, if you have the potential to know what's in the Grim Covenant, and as soon as you go and fetch that horn, ooh, they're gonna be on you no matter what.
It's just a chance we have to take. There's nothing else we can do. I mean, we could just give up, but that's not really like a reasonable thing to do, I think. Not at this point. We also need to find Kira.
Yeah.
should we write for the new covenant? Like, what should it be?
I think understanding what the old one was doing would be beneficial for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Writing something that's unrelated, I don't think is going to fix that vacuum.
Yeah, it's gotta be at least tangentially related to what was there, probably. With covenants, that sort of thing, both sides need to get something. Usually it doesn't need to be of equal value. It's gotta be a value, usually, per the Cinderkin doctrine. You can't just, give someone your soul in exchange for a peppercorn. Nah, it doesn't really work out. Because, that's unfair. That's unfair. You don't want random gnomes running around and giving their souls to devils, left and right, for corn.
Yeah. That would get out of hand really quickly.
This feels very pointed. Are you referencing something?
No, I mean, gnomes just like corn. Do they still like corn? When I was around, gnomes liked corn.
Haven't seen too many.
Well, then I guess humans and, I don't know, alcohol. Don't want to sell your soul for just a keg of beer.
I don't think I get that
Yes.
one either.
I think at this point, the only thing that we can say for certain is that there needs to be some sort of apology included.
Yeah.
I think the Titans more than deserve that.
I think so too.
They also don't need somebody else whispering in their ears.
Even more true. Way back when everything was going down, gods really didn't want to give that apology. I think many of them just thought that they had no other choice. Apologizing would have meant that they made a mistake in choosing everyone else. Now, not all of them thought that. Not all of them by a long shot. But there was enough there who... I think the shame got to them. You have one loss after another after another. You don't want to say that your big victory was a hollow one. But shit, sometimes you gotta. It's not all butterflies and rainbows. Sometimes it's rainbows and wasps. Good and the bad. That's a harder pill to swallow.
Yeah. Did you know the Titans before this whole war broke out?
I did. I could
What was
say,
Oh. Yeah, go.
I'll just say, believe it or not, some of them were my friends. I liked them.
That's good to hear.
I could believe that.
They were dealt a bad hand, and grief does terrible things to people. When you're sad and grieving, sometimes you're just looking for whoever will show you the way out. But they start not acting like themselves. By the time it became clear that something was truly wrong, they were already too far gone. It happened so quick. I would like to say that someone saw it coming, but none of us saw it coming. We thought they were fine.
Damn.
Yeah. Look, I can't take any of what you've been through back, or any of what the Cosmic Stack has been through back. But we were supposed to make this better. That didn't happen. I'm sorry that you're in all this.
It didn't happen yet.
What?
We haven't fixed everything yet.
No.
We can do this.
Yeah.
It's also worth knowing or saying the mistakes of the past don't necessarily need to dictate what you're going to do in the future.
That's for sure.
May have caused things to go poorly, but I don't know. We're here trying to make a new beginning, right?
Yeah, very true. Very true. I think everyone in their own way is. Titans, high gods, you and me. Can't always go about it the right way, though. We make mistakes. That wasn't the problem here. Making these mistakes, it just happens. Even personifications of concepts and all that junk. Not every concept is perfect. It's the fact that they didn't acknowledge it. They didn't try to be better. They just said that's the way the world was. Had to be like that.
They could do everything to change it. Work together.
Well, see, that's the thing. High gods thought that their place was away. Titans thought that they were completely under the boot of the high gods. Everyone else thought that they were just observers. Everyone thought that they couldn't do anything. They thought...
Even a feather has weight.
Yeah, very true. Even a feather has weight. Everyone had an opportunity to change it. Change what happened. Doesn't take anything huge. Even now, all of you have gotten here. You're not high gods. You're not titans. Not even saints. But you made it here. Because you just kept trying. It's been pretty clear how they were just trying to break you. Stop you, not just physically, but emotionally. That's the greatest lie they ever told.
Yeah.
Here we are. Now things can really change. I'll say this, based on what my friends have told me, come the end of this year, it's all going down. That's when the Titans are planning their big move.
Well, okay. We got a goal to beat then.
Very true.
The real question is how we're going to move fast enough.
Well, running is probably a likely scenario. Run fast, run far.
And just keep on pushing.
Now you're starting to get it. Just keep on moving forward. One step at a
One
time.
foot in front of the other.
There you go. How you climb a mountain? One handhold at a time.
Just spitballing. Feel free to shoot me down. If I was Bedlam for a little bit, how quickly do you think that they'd find us? Compared to if we're just running?
If they find you faster, that's for sure. How much? I couldn't tell you.
It's a risk, yeah.
I was going to suggest tunneling. I
But
could
you're
probably move
displacing
pretty fast.
Aether. They definitely find that quick.
Teamer and I might be able to do that, though. Take a while longer, but I don't know if we have that time.
Yeah, if... I think that would take too long.
We can try popping in and out of caves that direction, at least. Give us some cover.
Taking a cave system will be long. It's probably just best to run. Limited time.
I think at the very least we run for the first, I don't know, good handful of segments, and then last stretch if we really need it. We can take the Serpent Express. But let's put that in our back pocket.
Well,
It's not a bad idea, just
yeah.
in case of emergencies, you know? Okay,
We need to.
so we need to get to patience.
Find representatives. Figure out what the covenant says. Get to patience. Get the horn to Clover somehow. Survive long enough to use it.
I imagine finding our last representative might come closer to when everything goes down. I don't know if we would be able to convince somebody with a more titanic nature to follow us for so long. They might not have the facilities to do that. I don't know.
It would be difficult, that's for sure.
Definitely. And we haven't really made any friends in that department.
Yeah.
We did just kind of, like, almost punch a hole through one of them. Tavis punched a hole through a few of them.
Yeah, that's because he's strong.
Yeah. Definitely. Wouldn't be here without him.
Are they in there? And he who holds the world is looking at you, Tavis. Do you...
Yeah. They are.
Are they okay?
As okay as they can be.
Alright. Sorry, I just,
What do you want to tell them?
What do I want to tell him? Sorry, that's, it's a big question.
Okay.
I think... At the end of the day, all I just want to tell him... Oh... How much I love him. They went with me to the ends of the rings. And I'll never forget them. I will.
They already know. Trust me, they already know.
If I could have, I would have saved him. I tried. I tried so hard.
No one's upset.
No one but me.
Once this is over and I get the chance to visit, hopefully, I'll try to bring back a message next time I see him.
Thank you. Yeah. That'd be good.
The least I
We'll
can
make
do.
his ancestors proud. Make a place worth living.
It's all we can ask. I'll keep on holding this place up. So you have your shot.
Hopefully next time we meet it'll be under better circumstances.
No hope needed. It will be.
Yeah. It will be. Thank you for your guidance.
No problem. No problem.
Are we off?
Is it safe for us to be here for an extended period of time?
Well,
Or would that be ill-advised?
as long as you don't do anything, draw too much attention to yourselves, to, I guess, make the Titans think that you're trying to, work on something big. Because, I'll be honest, this small little patch of ground that I got here, not a lot of room to maneuver.
Yeah, and if it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it falls, hell's still below us. So,
It looks like we might be visiting.
dropping through would, look, I think Meropis aren't much to look at the moment. They got sentimental value, though. Dropping them through hell, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not what I would do.
Yeah. We already did a ring. We should probably just get to our place and...
That's right, you did hit a ring.
I didn't do that.
Sorry about
Do
that.
not lump me in with that.
I'm not lumping you in. I'm just saying that there were some very spooked mind flayers.
Oh. But it would be safe to rest here for...
Yeah, take your time. Just, again, don't do anything that's gonna draw crazy amounts of attention.
We are literally
Sleep
just
only.
sleeping. Just
Yeah,
sleeping.
we just want a nap.
If anyone does anything else,
I I'm just
So
gonna go to
help
bed.
me, John.
Oh,
So
I don't want to assume. Is it okay if I just listen to the music and meditate?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
No. Yeah, sure.
Listen,
Damn,
This-
damn.
literally just sleep.
We love and all that.
I'm going to lay down.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
Morgan
sleeping.
is collapsing.
fair enough.
yeah, we're kind of beat to shit.
You're
I just died again.
very, very good call, teamer.
I didn't want to go back into the potentially dangerous places.
I don't want to go back.
Beat to shit.
Well,
Mhm.
here's
You can't
hoping
take
Kira's
me.
okay while we sleep. Wherever she is.
Yeah, I'll try to start looking out for where she might have popped up.
Well, she's probably on the ship.
Well,
Is there any corpses there?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, Spirit was generally in the same whole vacuum, so it's true. Might be back there. Although she could have also willingly jumped ship, tried to go somewhere else.
That's fair.
We'll see though.
My sister's body is gone. Then
Uh,
Tira, try to go for something else.
I don't know if she can control it like that.
Hey, Morgan. I'm sorry about the potion. I was going through my own head, and I hated myself for a long time, but damn, I don't think I ever hated myself more than that moment.
We
Sorry
need
about
each
your sister.
other's help.
It's
I
okay.
accept your apology.
Yeah.
And if there was anyone to inhabit my sister's vessel, Kira is probably the best option. She saved my life, so.
I'd keep her body intact.
It usually does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Loomis will go find his own spot with Crow.
And Crow is just kind of happily on your shoulder the moment, Loomis.
And I will pull out my little jerky ration and feed him.
You can see Crow happily begins wolfing down your rations.
Been a long time, buddy. I missed you.
You can see that Crow would give kind of like this cooing sound and would just settle in on your shoulder. Happily
Yay.
back. Is anybody else doing anything while you are here in this strange place?
I want to meditate on the music,
Okay.
if possible.
Yeah.
Focusing on the tempo. It's the last part I need. And I kind of want to think about the order of events that have led to us being here today. Things that seemed coincidental, maybe just that it was all meant to happen how it has so far.
Are you wanting to make a roll or just gain information?
I'd say gain information.
Okay. And as you're sitting here meditating, listening, this tempo, it is more closely associated with jazz than any planned piece. Tempo changes, starts and stops, moves and slides. But no matter what, everything has its place, no matter where the tempo is, no matter how it's going. It's not where something is meant to be. It's where something should be. Where the music played is in tune, where it is in harmony. And it can harmonize in many different ways. But this underlying music makes sure that there is no silent parts, that it all moves together. You'll be able to make your next roll for meditating on the music at benefit 3. Because here, in this place, at this convergence of the rings of Meropis, you're able to hear the music so clearly, maybe more clearly than ever before.
Okay. It's good. I will then rest with the others.
Okay. Anything else, you guys?
I don't think I should do anything that I want to do right now. Last time I did something, I cracked a ring.
Whoopsies. I'm going to bed.
Well, it wasn't
Could I?
cracking a ring. It was you did the thing, and then you tried to do another thing, and then you tried to do another thing.
One of those things ended
The
up
chain of
launching a
events
black
led
hole.
to me putting a hole in the ring.
There was a chain
You
of
are not.
events, yes.
You are not trusted.
Did I do that?
Also, I'm not really on the rings right now, so
That's right, you're really not.
Oh, so this is perfect time.
Dude,
for
you have
to
a much
fuck
better
around,
shot
right?
at Null right here.
Hey, you could take them all out in one shot.
Yo, fuck this place.
I could.
Could I
Jonah,
speak
no.
to
I do it.
could I speak to Hamble for a moment?
Sure.
Just when I've probably gone off. I mean, not super far. I don't really mind if people like hear, but just so we're not all crowded in like a bubble.
Okay, yeah.
Hamble,
Yes! How can I help you?
I know we haven't talked much about what your life was like and how everything was for you. But you're still comfortable helping us with this?
I am.
Okay.
My death was sudden. I wished to do so much to change the rings of Meropis. That did not end up coming to pass. However, I have been gifted a second chance. And perhaps, with this crew of mighty heroes,
At least I can access legacy. Perhaps what I could have done so long ago. Me and my ancestors. I believe I know the place that we should head. An ancient vault of kings. Unfortunately, I never was able to place my great treasures that I would have gotten in my vault. But perhaps all of you shall be the treasure that I bring inside to honor my ancestors, my family.
I would be honored to help you with that.
Thank you.
I think my ancestors would probably like that too.
I'm glad. For a long time, I was locked away in the darkness of that tomb. I didn't think I would ever be released. That I would ever get to die. And then, when you crushed my old skull beneath your boot, strangely, you gave me another chance at life. I must thank you. I was so
I
scared.
must thank you for continuing to be here.
I would choose the Earthen Claw any day. Any day.
And we won't let that happen again. I hope you'll stick with us for some time, but once you're ready, we'll do whatever it is you need.
Ooh, whatever it is I need. I think I would like to be buried, or at least in my old city. Just like my grandfather, my father. I would like a second chance at dying. Properly. If at all possible.
It'll be the coolest fucking second chance the world has ever seen.
Thank you.
Of course. Let's get some sleep. Seems like we've got a big few days ahead of us.
Of course.
And you're taking the lead this time, not me.
What do you mean by that?
You know where we're going.
Very, very true. But usually it is still the bird that makes these choices.
I'm sure Johnny will help. He's pretty good at that.
Yes, of course.
Good night, you two.
And Johnny would kind of flutter up on your head again. And just nestle in, closing their eyes.
That's all. That's it.
Okay. Anything else, guys?
If not, all of you can go ahead and take a complete rest.
Yippee!
The hours are able to pass. And here, all missing health blocks, armor blocks will be restored, as well as all minor and major injuries being cured.
Not destroyer tokens?
Not destroyer tokens, no.
Did I do a
That's
heroic
okay.
thing in the past 12 hours?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
So, in our next combat, can you guys remind me that you have destroyer tokens? So that way I can consume them, and also so that you don't need to worry about starting a combat with them.
That'd
Yeah,
probably
well,
be pretty
yeah.
cool, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, where do we go from here?
Did you happen to find Kira while we were sleeping?
Well, after looking around, I think that in this space she manifested somewhere on Prime Ring. My guess is, quite honestly, for some reason, closer to the ruins of Vangan.
No.
But I believe that she's attempting to move towards Havel, or at the very least, the Gortal region. And that's pretty cool.
What would she... Vangan?
Yeah. Confused me a little bit too.
I mean, at least the only connection to Vangan that I'm aware of is, I mean, Luca was from there.
Well, wasn't. Do we know if Caden was? Did we get that in character?
I think we learned that he, like, blew it up.
Yep.
Or, like, helped to.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, helped.
Oh, that was me, actually. I blew it up.
Hmm?
Don't get it
Yeah,
twisted.
and no, I know Kira said she saw my life. Potentially she saw some of Caden's and learned that something was important in Vangan.
How would she see Caden's life from yours? Oh, she
was in
did
Caden's
take
body.
the corpse.
Yes.
Forgot what body she was using for
There
a
you go.
minute.
You put it together.
High five, Peter, you did it!
Woo!
Well,
You know what I like even more
good
than
to
high
know.
fives? Hero points. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm a greedy bastard.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Well, Peter, there's a way that you can get hero points every single week.
Yeah.
and how's that, Colin?
Oh, I
Could you inform the lad?
I couldn't even say.
See,
No.
I would rather just do that thing that I mentioned in chat and try to farm 54. and then
No.
call it.
You don't need them, though.
Yeah, okay, well, I do now because I took the power where I can spend a hero point to reduce damage. So it's essentially stamina for me now.
You took that power?
What
Europe?
is your stamina at right now? Here, quick sidebar. What is your stamina right now?
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw a fit right now. We need to leave before he who holds the world sees me crash out, dude. I'm gonna kill you.
But every hero point that I get decreases the damage that I would take by 6 if I spend it that way. Now, if I get 56 hero points,
Oh my god.
56 times 6,
All right, I'm turning back to he who
essentially
holds the world.
6 stamina.
Okay.
I'm turning around.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that she's going to be headed our way. Hopefully we'll be able to intercept her at some point.
Yeah. The question
I
is,
trust she'll find us.
where are you all wanting to be sent?
I mean, we probably have to get Shivo and the Lord.
I think the Lord can probably take care of himself.
The Lord of Mists is residing in a vessel that does not have very much left of it.
That's fair.
Anything that they spend is taken from Sonora. I don't know what they could be doing.
Where was the ship when we did leave?
There.
Oh,
Oh, I thought we were a little closer.
No.
No,
That's a long run.
we did
The
the stuff just about after, like
Yeah.
immediately after.
Colin,
If
how
I
long of a
may.
walk is that?
Well, we'll be running.
across the water?
There's no
There
water.
is
No,
no
there's no
water.
more
Oh,
water.
that's right. There's no water anymore.
There's no more water. There is only red spiral.
Num num num.
Oh, we would have to run through a red spiral. That's not good.
Oh, all those cracks are little red spirals going on.
No, those aren't the red spirals. That's just the prime ring breaking.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
If I may, the Lord of Mist did tell me that the breaking of the Covenant is the utmost priority. If I had to guess, they might honestly prefer it if we just went ahead. I don't want to leave them in Shivo. I wouldn't.
I will say this. Depending on how fast you go, like if you're averaging 70 miles of running a day, which an Aether Soul generally can do, you'd make it to Havel running in 30 days. Which means you'd arrive at the morning of the 44th, and you'd have a 2-day window to be in Havel, take care of business, get to Clover, take care of business.
Holy
Y'all, we can't do that.
If you went
We
faster
might just have to trust.
and you did 80 miles a day and like reach probably like that would probably be the upper cap, you'd be able to do it in about 25 days.
What if we took the Worm Express?
That would get us caught so fast.
Well,
It's too many
What?
days and you're going in a straight line.
Worm Express, I'll say it'd probably be about 14 days if you went from there and tried to Worm Express it. But you would be traveling through all this, and yeah, like it would be we'll call it a struggle. Because everything would
Yeah,
know
you in a red
you were
spiral
there.
probably wouldn't be a good idea either.
If I don't know, I would have hoped that the Miss Shard and Shivo would have been able to do what they needed to do. I think they're smart enough to recognize what was going on around them.
I
What?
But
think
if we go and miss this, if we miss our window,
it's not like they'd survive anyway.
everything is fucked.
This is more important at the moment.
About where is you said she's by Vengen, right?
Yeah.
It's also a distance. Okay. Uh, through mountains too.
Um, he, yeah, the distance is. Let's see, hold up.
Little less, but not by much.
Okay.
And if
What's
if teleporting is as bad as we are assuming it is, it might be good if we don't pop up directly in Havel. Might want to take some caves up into it. But they do know we use caves often, so that honestly might be the stupid route.
getting trapped in a cave too with that kind of fight probably isn't the best.
Yeah. Who would ever expect us to go above ground? I was kidding.
No, I'm thinking about like other things. So assuming the 70 miles per day, it would take Kira what, like 25 days to get to Havel?
Generally.
Generally. We went there now. Be like
She's beelining it at 70 miles a day.
yeah. If we went straight to Havel, we took care of things there. We would have to then stay there and camp there until Kira came back anyways, right? And that's assuming
not
she
staying put once we get the horn is not really an option.
Yeah, exactly. So like that is yeah, we won't even be able to really sit because they're immediately gonna come after us the moment we get it. And if we were to leave Kira like alone to make that journey on her own, who's to say she won't get like captured on the way over if she's all by herself? At least with the Lord of Mist Shard and Shivo, the shard is giving them like some warding, so they can't be seen. But Kira's on her own. She doesn't
If we
even
go
have
to Kira,
the
though, aren't
Mist
we
Shard.
even further away?
What was that, Cooper?
From Vangan to Havel? No. It's less than it would be from the edge to Havel.
Oh.
Like it, and if we did like the 80 miles, like we really freaking booked it, that would go down to what, like 20 days?
Do we think that we can maintain that speed through the mountains?
No, we can.
I was
we'd have to
imagining
go
just going
around
around the
down here.
mountains.
Yeah.
The water's all dried out. It might as well just go around it.
My vote's for Kira.
What would 25 days put us at?
39th.
39th.
So that would
And then
give you an additional 7 days after getting to Havel.
And
Get
what
from
is
Havel to
our travel time from Havel to Clover?
600 miles, let's just call it a 70 mile a day pace. That's like 8 days. Now, if you do 80 miles a day, that's like 7.5. So it would still be
And I'm assuming
close, but if you took the Serpent Express,
I mean, at that point, we're gonna have so much energy on us.
well, and if you
Yeah.
have that much energy, you could probably make it from Havel to Clover. Let's just call it 3 to 4 days.
well,
'Cause-
once we have the Horn of Divinity, I feel like they'll already.
Yeah, we're popping it then.
Yeah.
No,
so
we pop
once we
it
have
once
the
we
Horn of
get to
Divinity,
the-
we might as well.
No,
Take
we
the
have to
fastest
pop it
one.
when we get it.
Okay.
well,
Wait,
it's when you touch
what?
it.
Yeah, when you touch it, it does it's gonna empower whoever touches it.
We feasibly pick it up with something not touching it.
You could use a T-Rex head, just clamp on it, walk around with it.
Yeah.
Let's put it in a burlap sack.
the Horn of Divinity in the stack.
Just drag it with a rope.
Just put it in a potato
most
sack,
powerful
tie it up,
item.
and drag it behind us.
Now,
During the
for-
channeling. Oh, okay. I'm misunderstanding. It's talking about the channeling of the subsequent power, not the channeling of the horn itself. Okay.
Mhm.
My bad. I was reading it weird.
No,
So-
we have to do something very specific with it once we get to the next point. But just touching it is gonna uber boost us, and also probably kill us after a very short amount of time.
yeah,
We're
how
just gonna have to. I don't even care about that at this point. If
Yeah,
I
no,
die,
no,
I
no.
die, dude.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, but like time-wise, we're probably talking like not even an hour till you burn
Yeah.
out.
Probably not anywhere close to that short.
Yeah.
Okay, so like so
I mean,
so
it's probably gonna
probably
start,
days
like,
then.
you know how if you have too much oxygen, you can die? It's like that. I think it just like builds up in your system and it's like, I can't do this anymore.
Yep.
And it just eats you.
Well, we also
Okay.
still need to decide how we're going to get representatives.
I really
mean,
think that that's going to be the last thing that we do.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it's
well,
really we
not
need to
The
just
last
start
thing that
moving.
we still need to know what. We still need a plan.
At the very least, we need to make the contract before we do all of this because it has to immediately take effect after we fully break the Grim Covenant.
which means we have to look at the full Grim Covenant. So we need to pick a place to land so we can do all of that stuff. And we wouldn't be able to necessarily, like, I don't know if we can predict which people are going to be chasing after us between Havel and Clover. Like, we could just say any of the people that we've fought with are possibilities. But, like, I just don't think that we can plan for that quite yet.
So, like,
We've got
I'm
okay.
okay with going to Kira and taking the Worm Express between Havel and Clover, because at that point, once they're already going to be antsy because it's so late in the year. And so anything that we do at that point is going to draw attention. So using the Worm Express won't matter because they already know that we're doing shit.
Okay, so Kira?
Yeah, and I do want to just clarify this though. Like just the steps. We
show up as
touch
close
back
as we can
down.
to Kira, and then sprint
We show
over
as close
to
as we can to
Havel.
Kira to rejoin her and head towards Havel.
And then
On
during
the-
that 25-day journey, we better be thinking of what to write.
Right. And to do that, we need to fully write down the Grim Covenant, read it, understand, what it specifically entails, and most importantly, find what its weaknesses are. Because we got to, fancy word, effectuate? Effectuate? Is that the word? Effectuate? Effectuate. I don't know, Mr. Lawyer Man. Like the actual breach on the Dark Star's part. And to do that, we need to either A, it's already happened, or we have to make it happen.
Colin, how much faster would we be if we just dumped almost all of our items minus like food and water?
Probably not that much faster, because you are very high level Aether Souls.
Okay.
Yeah, we're already trucking along.
I'm just trying to think of any way to move faster.
Fastest way is to get started.
You might
Start chopping down the tree.
Yeah, like you might be a day faster.
So, do we think that we're going to get sucked back into the Nearax dimension if we try and read it again?
The longer we wait, the higher the chance is that that's going to happen.
You can take
If
a
we
hero
give him
point.
time to recuperate. Thank
Alright.
you.
So go find Kira, read it as we're running.
I think we sit down and read it right there. We shouldn't take any more
Okay.
time than we already
Yeah.
have. Like, if
Yeah.
Kira comes up on us, great. If we have to rendezvous afterwards, great. We just need this written down.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
second that we get out, wherever we are.
Yeah, and
We already gave the man, like, 12 hours at least, so.
but we did need that full rest. Okay.
I agree, but I'm just saying we need to.
Okay, so what are we doing?
Going to.
We're going to Kira! Nobody else has
Already
voiced
said
any
that.
other opinion.
Let's
I'm pretty
get
sure
moving.
we all agree.
Then you have to start doing that, I think, is Brandon's point.
Okay, well,
Yes. Are we ready?
Yes.
I think so.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
let's go.
He who holds the world for all of this. We won't let you down.
Hey, no, you won't. All right, who's getting thrown first?
Oh, I'll do the landing.
All right, I'm gonna have to kind of whip you a little bit, so pardon if it's a little bumpy.
I won't mind.
And he holds the world is going to go ahead and grab you, basically towards like your collar. At that point, Loomis pull his arm back, and immediately 12 G's of force on you as those of you who are standing around watch as he holds the world whips Loomis' edge towards the rings Meropis, specifically the ruins of Vangan. Are the rest of you getting on this ride?
Yup.
Me next, me next.
Yeah, all right.
Alright, I'll go third. I'll go third.
Then
I'm gonna ready tell us, just in case.
Gotcha. Then, as you all are whipped forward, Loomis, you are the first to arrive on this destroyed landscape under a blood-red sky. As you're here, you look around, and you can see all about you dead slod. Great piles of them at this point, Loomis, with like large grooves in the dirt. As the rest of the Earthen Claw begins to arrive, you look around, you can see Kira just finishing cutting down another slide with her flail, just absolutely covered in blood and gore. And as she's breathing heavily, she turns back and sees all of you.
Can I run up and hug Kira?
Yeah, you can see she looks
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit shell-shocked. Oh my god. Fuck, I thought you were dead.
Not that easily. You've been
Pretty
putting
damn
in some
close.
work.
I was dead. You were dead.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
time to explain. Met he who holds the world. Chill guy.
Okay.
Until you wanna
Viola, would you
run.
like to finish up and read?
Wait, Kira, why'd you come to Vangan? Did you see something in Caden's life here?
No, well, I originally went with Raymond Shivo and, Lord of Mists, and fuck, the waters, it started evaporating, and we started having to use a different system to fucking move the boat, and then these creatures, these slide things, they went and they were on the horizon, so I ran to try to draw the attention away from the boat, and then they got me, and I just have been hopping from body to body the last few days.
God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. They're everywhere, and everywhere I go, there's just more. There's just more and more and more. I keep trying to find a place where they're not there, but they're just everywhere. It's like this ring is falling apart.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop that, though. All of us.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Take some deep breaths. It's been a rough few days for you. I'm sorry.
We're good. We're good.
Let's try to find the best thing we can find for cover and sit down and get looking at this while we can think about it. We're going to have to run all the way to Havel.
Right. Here, there's
We need to get the rest of the covenant written down.
there's a rise over in this direction. There, I think we could probably take a break over there.
Okay.
Okay, let's go for it.
Do any of you have any water?
Yeah.
Do I have some? Yeah, best. Yep.
Don't drink it too quickly. I've only found water once as I've been walking through here. Everything else is just mud or empty.
Okay.
We'll ration it out.
Okay. And Kira will go ahead and lead you over to a small rocky outcropping underneath this blood red sky.
Okay. So, all set for me to finish transcribing the thing?
All set?
Okay. Let's do it.
Alright. You go ahead. And you continue to transcribe. Now, as Kira's close, you listen, easily able to get back into the groove, finishing the code. As you kind of sit there and take in a deep breath, Viola, are you revealing the Grim Covenant? Yes or no?
Yes.
Alright. And as you go ahead and start writing, unfurling it down, are you sharing this with everybody?
Yes.
Then it's my pleasure to go ahead and give to all of you the Grim Covenant.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna blow up.
Who's reading aloud?
I will read
it's
aloud.
really long. No, it's long. We're not doing
And
that.
you are not reading aloud.
Holy shit, it's 6 pages?
I wrote a
but the
contract for
margins
you
are-
guys. Yeah.
Sworn
I wrote a con.
truths. Number
All right.
9, you are... Number 8, you are not at fault. Number 9, you are not evil. Ha, ha, ha. I recognize one of those names. Ha. I recognize all of those names.
All right, who's reading
I
it?
can't read cursive.
Who wants to read
Why
then?
do... I mean...
I read the last letter. I'm exempt.
I can't read. I'm exempt.
I guess I can. I guess I can read.
Thank you.
We can split it if you want me to read another page.
Yeah, let's
Who wants to read
popcorn
a
read.
page?
Okay, I'll
Wait,
read the
there's
first
6
page.
pages. There's each of us can read.
Alright, I'll read the first page.
Brandon can read the
Sounds like
signatures.
elementary school.
Yeah, Brandon can read the very last page.
I can't read one of the names.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Memorandum of sale. The buyer, heretofore known as the Titans, shall receive, upon tenderment of the document, the following consideration. 1. A ceasefire with the allies of the Endless. 2. A path of egress into the Sessionist Calibi Yo manifold? 3. Continuous and untainted access to the Tree of Sculpting, aka the Tree of Arcana or the Tree of Lower Terrestrial Magic. 4. At the request of the joining parties, magic abilities equivalent to 50% of the creature's total potential as measured via an arcane tensile testing apparatus, ATTA. Such abilities may be received later upon request. The seller ad litem, heretofore known as the Dark Star, shall receive, upon tenderment of the document, the following consideration. 5. Assignment of a 1% easement stake in the dreams of those bound by this agreement. 6. Agreement to the acknowledgement, acceptance, and entwining to the following statements of truth found in Section 7 of this document. 7. The aiding of the Dark Star's servants via the giving of weapons, supplies, and information whose parties include but are not limited to the Zaraki, the Princes, the Endless, and the Miracle. 8. The extinguishing of altruistic thought during war with the parties hostile to the Dark Star. Next.
Terms of
Do you want
payment.
to do it?
Yeah. Payment shall constitute the continued access to the easement stake, continued acknowledgement of the sworn truths, continued aiding of the Dark Star's servants, and continued adherence to the altruism extinguishment provision. Payment shall be considered fully rendered when the great betrayal is avenged, such that the Titans and the High Gods unanimously believe all wrongs are corrected, or each signatory of this covenant presents 1 copper coin to the Dark Star simultaneously. Ooh. Okay. Contract of sale. The Titans agree that the Titans will not acquire any rights to sell, assign, or dispose of the above listed property easement until the Titans has entirely paid the Dark Star for said property. In the event that the Titans default in making the payment as set forth in the terms of payment above, the Dark Star or the Dark Star's agents or assigns are hereby authorized to take full possession of and remove said property on the Titan's premises or elsewhere without demand or other causes or notice of any kind, whereby all rights for action of trespass or other causes are waived, and to collect reasonable charges for their use. The above contract is not subject to cancellation. The Darkstar guarantees the above listed property will leave the Darkstar's possession in good condition, but
The Dark Star is not responsible for breakage or shortage after delivery to the location designated by the Titans. The limited warranty referred to in this section is the only warranty, express or implied, that the Dark Star makes with respect to the products and services. The Dark Star specifically disclaims all other implied warranties, including, without limitation, the implied warranties of merchantability, fitness for a particular purpose, and non-infringement. Products sold hereunder are sold only to the specifications specifically set forth by the Dark Star in writing. Dark Star's sole obligation for a remedy to the Titans shall be repair or replacement of non-conforming products. Titans assume all risk whatsoever as to the result of the use of products purchased, whether used alone or in combination with other products or substances. No action shall be brought for any claim relating to or arising out of this agreement more than 100 years after the accrual of such cause of action. Neither the Titans nor the Dark Star shall liable hereunder for any failure or delay in the performance of its obligations under this memorandum of understanding, except for the payment of 1% equity stakes in the dreams of the Titans, if such failure or delay is on account of causes beyond its control. But you want me to keep going or someone else?
I can do it. Non-performing party shall be excused from its obligations for the period of the delay and for a reasonable time thereafter. This memorandum of understanding is the entire agreement between the Titans and the Dark Star with respect to the sale of the products and services identified herein and supersedes any prior agreement or communications between the Titans and the Dark Star, whether written or oral. This agreement may be modified only by a written agreement signed and authorized by representatives of both parties and controlling administrators. No waiver of any term or right in this agreement shall be effective, and the failure of either party to enforce any clause of this agreement shall not be construed as a waiver or modification of such clause. or impairment of its rights to enforce such a clause thereafter. Liquidated damages. Since the products and services sold under this contract are to be specifically manufactured by the seller and are not readily available on the open market, and since products and services sold are consumable and strictly necessary to the Titans, any failure to deliver payment for products and services as required by this contract will result in substantial damages. For this reason, and because of the difficulty in accurately proving loss and the non-feasibility of obtaining an adequate remedy, the Titans agreed to pay as liquidated damages the following amounts. For each day's delay in delivery, 2% easement stake in the dreams of the Titans via assignment up to a maximum of 15 days. At the end of 15 days subsequent
At the time of delivery, the payment has not been received by the seller, the Titans will pay, in addition to the per diem amount, the sum of 20% easement stake. Statutory agent appointment. Having been named a statutory agent to accept service of process for the above stated covenant and hereby accept the responsibilities entailed with representing the interests of this covenant, I, Neorax, am familiar with and accept the appointment as statutory agents and agree to act in this capacity. Joinder of outside parties. The joinder of outside parties shall be permitted into the buyer role of the contract through written agreement by the new party, the statutory agent, and a representative of the seller ad litem. Upon both the soul and flesh of the newly bound party, the mark of this covenant shall manifest as signal of the closure of the deal. Sworn truths. The following truths are to be acknowledged, accepted, and entwined by signatory buyers of this covenant. 1. The high gods are ill-equipped to solve the problems of the cosmic step. 2. The world must be destroyed and made anew for situations to improve. 3. Self-actualization requires complete self-determination. 4. Madness is sanity. 5. Darkness is luminance. 6. Unity is utopia.
7.
7.
Oh,
No.
Go ahead if you want.
7. You know what is right. 8. You are not at fault. 9. You are not evil. Signatures: Neorax,
Astaroth.
Astaroth, and the Cavalier.
This is the Grim Covenant. What the Titans gave up is the following. An easement is basically something that you give. Like it's an allowance on some other person's property or land. What a 1% easement stake in dreams basically is saying we can use and manipulate 1% of your dreams at will whenever we want. And as per the rest of this contract, whenever they failed to deliver on something, that stake would only increase. Up and up and up. 2% per day. They also agreed to essentially have those 9 truths, 1 truth per Titan, acknowledged, accepted, and entwined into their being. These 9 truths are the truths of the Dark Star. These 9 truths are the things that have been driving the Titans and all those under the control of the Dark Star for the entirety of this world arc. They have also needed to give weapons, supplies, and information to parties relating to the Dark Star. And if they didn't, remember, that is a failure of payment. And maybe most insidious of all, they cannot be altruistic when there is a war going on with the Dark Star. They can't think about others, what you're going through. They can say it, but they don't have that capacity. So when everyone in Dorga was going crazy, remember, they were just thinking about themselves. Because they had been roped into this Grim Covenant, which has the ability to join more people into it. But that could only be done with the permission of Neorax. However, during
Someone made a bunch of little books.
That wasn't.
You must understand in Solondis, because I already had the Grim Covenant. I already knew what was in it. How terrified I immediately became, because I realized, oh my god, now
Let it spread like wildfire. Fuck.
it can spread like wildfire, because it was required to have the statutory agent, Neorax, the guy who looks after the Grim
That's
Covenant.
fucking crazy. That's insane.
Dude.
Holy shit.
Now, if
What
only
the
you guys,
fuck?
if only you guys did not make all these books.
It's not like
Why
we
don't
just.
you
it
go
was-
back
it was
to that
unavoidable.
point where
Yeah.
that happened and you do better?
I wasn't there, so I.
Oh my god,
Exactly.
you and fucking
I can
Connor both.
judge.
I'm gonna execute
There,
you. But
there actually was no way to avoid that.
It was
There was
all
nothing I
fucking
could have
luck.
done. Actually, I could have just let the primordial ring fall to the Dark Star and all of their forces and not, like, read the
Oh my
scroll or
God.
anything and just let you guys be fucked.
You people, I
I
wasn't
didn't-
there, so I don't. I'm not. Fucking, shut
Yeah.
up.
But yeah,
Shut up on your high
that's
horse.
bad.
And remember, there is a instant liquidated damages clause. Liquidated damages is basically if the contract is broken, this instantly goes into effect because it's been agreed to by both parties that this is what you pay for damages. And what this does is if you fail to pay for any person 2% of your dreams for 15 days, 30%, plus an extra 20%, which means the Dark Star owns 51% of your dreams.
The majority. Fuck.
The Dark Star gets the majority. This is the rot that has been consuming the rings of Meropis. Signed so long ago. And now, it is up to all of you, members of the Earthen Claw, to find a way to break this ancient covenant. And it is here where we will end the session for today.
Fuck.
As all of
Hollow
you can
Hope.
take
This song's such
a
a
level
banger.
up.
Hell yeah.
You did it, gang!
Woo!
We did what's in the title. We got the Grim
Woo!
Covenant.
You got the Grim Covenant.
Can you pin the Grim Covenant,
I can.
please? Thank you.
And
Just
while
nice.
you're
I can-
also having.
I can also now give the second part of the reward for Athena going ahead and keeping the annals faithfully throughout this season.
Bless you.
Ooh!
So,
Thank you, soldier.
what I am giving you is
Oh, God.
the reasons for being able to breach a contract.
A gun.
This is the essential entire list of like reasons why, like you could say, oh, I don't have to go ahead and like work with you, or this contract doesn't make any sense.
Yo, we gotta get Damien in on this.
Oh, Damien.
Is this part still recorded, Colin?
Yes, I'm still recording.
Oh, good, good, good. I just wanted to make sure it was somewhere so I could listen to it again later.
And I will also be putting up the contract discussion I did with Brandon and others, where I
Yippee!
walk through everything.
Yeah.
Ooh, duress is a good one.
Oh, that is a good one.
And I
Deception, misrepresentation, that's probably a good one.
I'll say duress for that requires not only a wrongful act, but it precludes the exercise of free will. Each of these things has a series of things you kind of have to prove. And to say, this is what happened.
Are we,
I
like,
would say this thing is
who are we
unconscionable,
proving
but
this
I
to?
don't know how
Neorax?
The universe.
Sorry, Cooper.
The universe. Yep, Cooper's right. There's no
Yeah.
point.
What
Thank
did you
you.
say?
Yeah, like
What did
we
he
just
say?
have
The
to.
universe.
Oh, just, like, out to the word.
Yeah, probably saying something about like I hereby declare breach of contract, like
So-
under the clause, blah blah blah.
Let's check this shit out again.
It's gonna be
So,
oh, God.
We know... Well, some of us know the Endless. We know that guy. Sort of. Those guys.
Mm-hmm.
The princes... Are those of Hell? Princes of Hell? Is that real? Is that a thing? Or am I just thinking of, like, actual...
No.
I'm just thinking of actual demons.
It's not the princess of hell. It's
What?
demonic princesses.
Oh, yes.
You know, one thing we have to think about too is making sure
That
that
makes
when
sense.
we make our new contract, we have to make it as seal proof as possible, because if our contract can just be easily broken, then this problem might just happen all over again.
Yeah.
You gave us homework.
So,
Yeah.
Solandis heads. Anyone recognize a name in here anywhere?
Nearax, the Cavalier.
The
The
other one.
middle one.
Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember?
I do,
Does
I
anyone
do.
remember who that
Yeah, I do.
is?
I do.
No, you don't.
Where's that name from, Athena?
Bloom's sibling. Bloom's brother.
Quote
Well,
unquote.
quote unquote.
What was termed their brother. In Unravel.
A symbol. Symbol.
What was their other Oasis?
Oasis.
Yep.
They also went by the name Oasis.
Yeah. And got, like, released and was like, hey, thanks, man.
Thanks, dude. Real happy.
And Caleb was like, haha, what did I do?
I'm surprised you knew that name, young lad. The old lady.
Yeah, so I'm surprised you knew that name. Has a
You know-
completely different connotation now.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That old lady was so good.
So then, that's a Darkstar representative?
Seems like it.
I guess, I mean, Althara was pretty tight with Neorax after everything.
Uh-huh.
I have a question.
Yep.
So, for under contract of sale, the sentence the Dark Star guarantees the above listed property will leave the Dark Star's possession in good condition, but the Dark Star is not responsible for breakage or shortage after delivery to the location designated by the Titans. What does that mean?
What are they delivering?
Yeah,
The people
like,
to the new world.
Well, when they're talking about the above listed property, are they talking about the 1% easement of dreams?
They're not giving that.
Is that
They don't specify what it is.
You can look at what they're giving. Because there are things that
no?
are being given.
That's talking about.
It's what the Titans shall receive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, I was thinking the other way around. Like the Dark Side was what the Dark Side was receiving would be returned.
Mm-hmm.
But it's saying this, you know,
what the Dark Star is giving the Titans up until it reaches the cosmic stack, be good condition. Good condition, no problems. Now, whatever you do with it when it gets there, that's up to you, but we're going to make sure it gets there.
And we have no idea what the Sessionist Calabiao manifold is.
No, you don't fully know what the Sessionist Calabi Yao manifold is.
But we know Path of Egress is like basically an exit to.
I know those words.
I do. I know
Whoa,
Egress
wait,
because
wait,
of that
wait,
one
wait.
Adventure Time episode, which, in my opinion, is the best Adventure Time episode they've made.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Egress is actually, it's very impactful. Well, okay, so ceasefire. Yeah, Path of Egress. Don't know what that is. Continuous. Okay. Is their access truly untainted with the Tree of Lower Terrestrial Magic? Guess there's no way for us to know.
Yeah, I don't know what
Request
they
of the
could
This is
possibly
wild.
be doing
What?
to find the like. Because we know that the Tree of Low Magic is outside the stack, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the
Oh, those bitches have it.
yeah, the Dark Star is like, hey, you can use this, but we're keeping it out here. Or maybe the
I think
Endless
you
have it or
get
something.
it.
Crazy. This is what the Dark Star is being referred to as.
At the request of the joining parties, magic abilities equivalent to 50% of the creature's total potential as measured via an arcane tensile.
Like conservatorship?
Like a guardianship.
Yeah.
Hey, that's gross. That's kind of upsetting.
For
Those
what
are
part?
grown ass people.
Oh, for what part, Athena?
What Brandon just sent, that's what they're referring to the Dark Star as.
Oh.
The seller ad litem.
Ad litem.
The seller on behalf of another.
Oh.
In this case, the Abyss, most likely.
Yeah.
The Abyss!
Oh! Equivalent to 50%. Okay.
This has
Am I reading this
consequences.
right? What does?
With other thing.
What?
I will not elaborate.
Okay.
Okay.
1 second.
Cool, thanks, buddy.
I need to figure out how to word this and send it to Colin.
Keep those thoughts centered.
So for number 4 of what the Titans received, so at any time they can request essentially 50% of their like magic potential, or magic abilities equivalent to 50% of the creature's total potential. Such abilities may be received later upon request. So now this is different. Now this is different than them borrowing from like the future and like paying the price later on, right?
Maybe.
Huh.
If that's
But that
if that's
does-
the power that they're using to borrow from the future.
Yeah, the question is, were they doing that before this contract came into be? Or like, were they able to do that even before then?
I mean, that's like
Or only now?
Titanic magic always borrows from the future. But thus far, the reason why the Titans are so dangerous is they never had to pay the piper. They would just keep on pushing things further and further into the future.
yeah.
And this is how they were pushing it.
Yeah, every other Titanic magic user, eventually, after a certain period of time, now, if you're a low-level magic user, you might push the effects 30 seconds into the future. If you're really powerful, you might do like 2 years into the future. But after like 2 years, if you do a really powerful spell, you're going to be drained. Or you might just die if you're in a bad enough spot.
Okay. So, I'm guessing, when the hour happens, that could be considered a breach?
Yeah,
Because-
but we really don't know about
No?
that, yeah. Even if it was.
Because remember, it is the Dark Star got the power to you, got you to the location. What happens there doesn't take responsibility for.
That's right. Okay. Man, that extinguishing of altruistic thought is insane. Like, that's fucked up. It's also the fact that, like, them specifying, like, oh yeah, during war with the parties hostile to the Dark Star, allowing them to have altruistic thought before that point is almost like they're like, oh yeah, we want you to delay on your payments for altruistic purposes. But then, once we've got that hold on you completely and we got what we wanted, and then we're at war, we'll turn that off because it's no longer going to help us at all.
And I mean, why would they be at war? If they're running away, they don't need war. And besides, like, if there is a war with parties hostile to the Dark Star, like that, there's a problem there. So they wouldn't be doing that. So that should have never happened.
Yeah, for them, they were like, okay, that number 8, we'll be good.
They're like, all right, aiding. Sure, like we can maybe give some aid, but if they're not here, then we're fine.
Yeah, and currently the only name that we have heard as a party is the Endless, right? We don't know the Zerakai, the Princes, or the Miracle.
Don't know.
As a party, I don't think we've heard the Endless.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Yep.
Yeah, we haven't heard that.
You haven't heard the Endless.
we just know that from
Yeah.
elsewhere.
IRL stuff.
You haven't heard
We've
Okay.
heard of it from the campaign.
You haven't heard
Great
of
abyss.
the Zaraki.
Maybe if you watched Solandis.
I'm sorry, it's really long and I get intimidated.
You're a coward.
Sure.
And then haven't heard
The
about
notes
the
are free.
Princess or the Miracle. But this is
Per
the
diem.
guts of World Arc 1 that you're looking at.
Man.
Like, it all going all the way back to Angelic Noir. And some of the things that were being said.
The thing is, it doesn't even make sense for them to have, like, signed this at all. This is...
Well, I feel like a good one. They were under distress.
Duress.
Duress.
Yeah, that one seems to be the most given. Colin, if we're to talk about a breach of contract, it can be for multiple reasons, right?
Usually,
Yeah.
you have to do multiple. Like, if you just say it's this
Okay.
one reason, very hard to breach a contract.
I mean, if we could
Right.
try to hit every single one of them, just a better case.
Yes. If you can hit every
Mhm.
single one, it is the strongest thing there. Because
Yeah.
if you don't make a good enough case why this contract shouldn't be upheld,
It's all over.
It's all
like
over.
we literally can't do anything about it.
Mhm.
Colin, are we gonna have to like write a contract this good ourselves?
no.
Thank God.
Listen,
I was like,
no
I was
normal person
sweating.
can do that.
No,
I was sweating.
no.
6 normal
why
people
Colin
definitely
did it.
cannot do that.
This is what I did, but and this isn't even the max of what I could have done. This
Yeah.
is,
Oh,
this
I
is,
imagine.
This is Colin
I had
scaled
to go to
back
law school.
to tremendously. Yes, this is tactical law school inbound.
I mean,
It's
like,
so funny.
another breach of unconscious abilities in wartime, it doesn't matter.
I mean,
Like, taking them.
What is undue influence?
Can't think of the right words to say. My brain. The Monster Energy drink did not
That's
help.
okay, Brandon. We know.
so undue influence is essentially you being put in a vulnerable position because like someone has an unfair persuasion on you, like by a dominant person or a person that's reasonably trusted. So like if your banker, Peter, advised you to like take this deal, but like it was actually like a really bad deal for you, and like basically it was gonna get them a ton of kickbacks, and you might have been like, or the other side might be like, oh, but like you signed it, like you knew what you were signing, and you could say, well, I was unduly influenced by my banker because they're a trusted person. I thought I could trust them, like they control my money. So
Yeah, a reasonable person.
yeah, a reasonable person would say, oop, you were unduly influenced. But it has to be unfair by a dominant person or a person that's reasonably trusted.
Okay. Okay, interesting. And that sounds very similar to duress.
So duress is basically like gun to your head. It's like you can't say no. Like if you, the question you need to ask is, did the victim have any reasonable alternative but to agree? Could they have done anything else?
Yeah,
And
so I
For this, for sure, I would say no.
Well, how could you have to prove it? Like,
Yeah.
you have to prove
We'd need more.
there was
evidence.
no other option. Because that's not up. You can't just say they had no other option and not prove it. You have to say they have no other option. Look, this is why they had no other option. And be able to show that. Like that's kind of the crux here. You might see these things and say, oh, like I could get this one, this one, this one. But you have to be able to prove it. How can you prove that there was undue influence? How can you prove if there was duress? Can you prove that this was unconscionable, considering the Dark Star was saving their entire race and was demanding, generally, how much? A 1% stake in your dreams? If you go to war with a party that's hostile to the Dark Star, no more altruism, so that you take them out. You agree to basically certain things that the Dark Star wants to be taken as true. What parts of that are unconscionable? That's for you guys to kind of decide. What can you prove?
Yeah, we had to look back on our whole journey
Yep.
and
Oh,
point
this would be
out
tough.
case. Yeah.
Thing I'm most shocked by is the Cavalier signature. Why the hell did he sign this?
It's a great question.
Great question. Yeah.
I don't suppose anyone has a
Definitely to save
signature of a
them.
cavalier we can compare.